I just got my wheels in. They're the Procomp Series 97 Extreme Rock Crawler series or whatever. And they're 15 by 8, and they have a 5 by 5.5 inch bolt pattern and 2.5 inches of backspacing. The reason I got these wheels was because my current wheel and tires rub so bad that I really don't like it. Like, they don't just rub a little bit, they literally cram the tire into the spring. Later on, whenever my tires come in, I get them mounted, I'll actually make a comparison of what I have on there now, which is, I'm not really sure because I've never had them apart, and I bought it like it is. I bought the Samurai with those wheels and tires on it. They have either like 12, they're probably 12-inch wide wheels with about 3 3/4 inches of back spacing, and with a 31-inch tire, that rubs really bad. So I got these, which has a 2.5 inch back spacing, which means from this surface of where the tire mounts to the mounting surface of the wheel is 2.5 inches. So that should push it out about 1.25 inches from where the other wheel was at on this side, or whatever you call it. And hopefully they don't rub anymore. So my first impression of this wheel, I think it looks pretty good. You know, that finish looks pretty nice. It's kind of shiny, about as heavy as I thought it would be, just like a typical wheel, I guess. So my tires should be here pretty soon. They're supposed to be here by the end of the day. I ordered a set of 31 by 1050 Super Swamper TSL bias ply. But anyway, that's all I got until my tires come in, and then so that's what they look like after they've been mounted. Actually a little bit smaller than I expected, but I think they'll be alright. Some pretty good tread on there. Okay, here's the reason I did the whole thing with the back spacing and all that, because this right there is a 31 with 3 3/4 back spacing, and whenever you turn, right there, it smashes in there so hard that it's almost like a brake on it. You could even see where it's been rubbing right there. So the new tires, and you can hear that's like a metal sound stopping it, so that's pretty much the stops like on the axle. See, it's about, I don't know, it's probably about a good 2.5 inches of clearance. When you turn forward, you have probably about the same 2.5 inches of clearance before it hits the spring. So that's what a 31 by 1050 looks mounted on an 8-inch rim. Honestly, I think it could actually have went on a smaller rim, like a 7 or maybe even a 6, I don't know. But whatever, that's just my opinion. And this is what the 2.5 inch back spacing looks like as far as how much it sticks out. Kind of got to ignore the bumper because it's kind of custom, but if you try to look straight down the side, you can see they stick out a good amount. I know it kind of looks like it sits up too tall, has too much lift, but I'm getting rid of those shackles because I feel like they're just not stable enough. And I'm probably getting rid of the body lift too. Depends on how it looks after I get rid of these shackles. I'm going to put stock shackles back on. In case somebody later on wants to know what a 15.5 tire looks like with 3 3/4 of backspace, and we got some reference right here to see how much it sticks out compared to the new one. See how much it sticks out? Sticks out a good bit. I think these tires are way too wide. I think it's part of the reason I broke my steering box. And they're also really hard to turn. Sunlight's really messing up my video right now. But this is what the new tire stance looks like. I think I went a little bit too small. I wish somebody would have let me have some regular 31 so I kind of gauge how big they were. I was just kind of, you know, imagining what it looked like based off what was already on it. The tires are already 31 inches, but since these are only about, you know, 5 inches and more narrow, they look really small. I know I have way too much lift, but the reason I went so small was because I didn't want to pay all this extra money for tires that are just going to cause me to break things. But I do kind of think that maybe I should have went with a 32 by 1050, or maybe even a 33 by 1050 or 1150 or whatever they make. Well, there it goes. Kind of looks like it skipped leg day. Still really not that easy to turn, but it's a little bit easier. So this is what it looks like. And the fender probably sticks out 6 inches or so. Kind of looks like it skipped leg day, but once I drop it, I think it will I think it'll look a little bit better. I'm going to get rid of this. I don't know how yet. I think that looks bad. And one thing I wanted to point out about a Super Swamper TSO TSO Super Swamper TSO bias ply. I thought these were non-directional, and I should have spent more time, but I was in a hurry. If you notice, these lugs on the inside cut back and these cut forward. The inside goes back, so the other side goes opposite, obviously, right? The inside goes back. See, the inside cuts forward, the outside goes back. So maybe you'd want to have these to make them all exactly the same, to flip-flop it. But then if you're to rotate them like that and act like they're non-directional, then they'd be running, you know, they'd either be running one way or the other. So I haven't really figured that out yet. But I have figured out what I'm going to do about it. Absolutely nothing. I'm just going to go out there and have some fun and whatever. I just wanted to point that out before somebody tries to call me out on it, because I'm not really sure about that.